Hello, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Bricks the Originals. And for this very special episode, we'll be featuring the Lego custom tutorial on the Anzu. So hey there everyone, and like I said in the beginning of the video, we're making an Anzu. And for this one, we're going to use this particular custom that I did several years ago to make the Anzu. Please note that the Anzu is one of the largest of the oviraptors of Oviraptoridae, and this oviraptor that I did was quite large, and it's not as big as this. Usually oviraptors would be much smaller than humans, and this one is quite gigantic for an oviraptor. So we're making this, or we're using this as our base figure, and we're going to highly modify it so that it would look like the chicken from hell. Alright, so here we made some modifications to our Anzu, and as you can see, we shortened the tail. We also took off some details on the feathers because we're going to replace them with other things. We also changed the angle of the legs because the Anzu would have a much longer calf bone here, so it has a short femur, a longer calf bone, and other else follow. We also shortened the hands or the arms, and we're going to attach here fingers later on. We also modified the head so that it would somehow be a different skull than that of the previous oviraptor, and also we took off some of the parts here on the body so that the overall shape of the dinosaur would be very accurate to that of the actual creature. Alright, so here is the Anzu, and we have already primered it, as you can see here. So much have been covered already with gray primer, and now we're going to slap on some paint on it. So we have different sizes of brushes. We have here some acrylics, we have some metallics as well because we're going to use those later on. We also have a permanent marker which we will be using when we are doing some details on our Anzu, and of course some water and our handy dandy hair dryer just to hasten up the process. Alright, so let's start our painting. So first is that we mixed some white, black, and a little bit of brown, and we're going to paint this on certain areas of the face of our Anzu. And so we're just going to apply this so that it would have certain, what do you call this, areas where we won't have the paint on because we're going to put other colors on it. Oopsie. So we're just carefully brushing on the colors here. Pretty much similar to how we're going to end up here on the other side. So we're just going to mirror that here on the other side. Like so. And we're going to extend this on the bottom part of the figure. Alright, so the next order of business is painting the wings and the rest of the feathers. So this is just black, and we're going to paint this on the wing arms, or wing, whatever you call it, on our Anzu. We're also going to paint the other side, and we're also going to paint the feathers on the tail with the same color. And you're probably asking, another black figure. You'll see later on that there's a reason why we have this already laid out. Alright, so this next color would be this dark meadow green, and we're going to apply it on the lower feathered details on the actual body of the Anzu, like so. And we're going to reflect this on the other side as well. And now to bring in the transition from the darker greens, we have here just oxide chromium green, and we're going to apply this on the topmost portion of the torso of our Anzu. And if you're probably noticing, the brush strokes that I'm doing is a stipple type of brush stroking. In this way, if there would be some sort of a texture that can come out of it, it will come out of it, as long as the paint is a little bit thick. Now after this, we're going to dry brush a much lighter version of this oxide chromium green on the top most portion, so that you would have that specific gradient that would run across the body of the creature. And here are the winners of our Guess PC contest. We have 10 lucky picks. Here they are: Paleo Brick, Tavian Robertson, Max the Allosaurus, Cezanne Jimenez, Cretaceous Bricks, Anna Schwartz, T-Rex Studio Productions, Aiden Stevenson, Jurassic Tax 30, Tyrannosaurus 1993 Spore. Congratulations everyone, and now our top 10 winners.
Top 10.
Alex the Titanosaur
Top
Imperial,
9.
Hong Kong,
Top 8.
Robert Stone,
Top
Hidden
7.
Slinker,
Top 6.
Swollen Head of Dragon,
Top 5.
Tremendous Tessa,
Top 4.
Vanya Saitfel,
Top 3.
Emir Vizquera,
Top 2.
Prehistoric Life,
And Top 1.
and Colton Todd. Congratulations everyone! And for those of you who'd like to join, just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and link to our community link. There you can see our post. Alright, so next is this light blue coloration that we're going to apply on the neck area of our Anzu. And we're just carefully painting on the back portion of it. We're going to wait for this to dry, and then using a toothpick or the ends of a knife, we're going to pull down each of the wet feathers, I would say, towards the darker areas, like so. So if you want to add more to that, all you have to do is just repeat the process on the edges, and then again with the knife pull up the feathered like details on the figure. Do this very lightly so that you won't chip away the paint. That's it. Right now, so using a very thin brush, we're going to individually paint each of the feathers here, leaving a really black background to it, so it's going to bring out the details on our figure. Okay, so this time we're going to paint the legs of our Anzu. So this is just, the same usual way of how I paint my legs for figures. Later on, we're going to put on some details on the scales on the feet, either that of a much darker, coloration, or a much lighter coloration to bring out those details. Yeah, so we're probably going to do two layers on this one, and we're also going to paint the arms or the hands of our hands. Alright, so to add in more colors to the figure, we have here some red, which I mixed with some browns and pinks, and we're going to line up some feathers on the cowl area of our figure. So it's going to be very structured and lined, so I'm using my thin brush here to create those types of lines, and later on we're going to go back on some of the individual feathers so that it would not be just one color. Some would be lighter, some would be darker, things like that. So we added in the eye patches here, which is just white, and then we lined it up with some light gray so that it's not very out there. And for the last of the details, we just have here a darker gray that we're going to paint on the individual scales on our feet over here. Very much similar to what I do with most of my theropods. Like so. And I guess that's it for the tutorial video on our Anzu. I'll be putting in several more details, such as that of the eyes, coloration of the claws, etc. And yeah, so I'll see you on the full video of this one on the closer look video on part 2. Alright, okay, so if you happen to like this particular video, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to the channel, of course. And I'll be definitely having more videos like this when our Jurassic World Dominion and probably also Walking with Dinosaurs come across. So expect more content of customs from yours truly. And also, please do not forget to support our other channels, Toy Universe, The Adventures of Moira and Usher, and Tito Mike's Kitchen. Please watch their videos and support our channel by subscribing, guys. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar! Thanks everyone, and bye!